Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia, I am your mindful tarot coach, and this is the brand new edition of the weekly tarot check-in. As always, I am going to ask the three same questions and answer them with the very same deck. You can find the information below in the description under the video. As always, I encourage you to pick up what resonates and feel free to create your own meaning. As I have mentioned earlier several times, it is going to be a kind of general collective reading, and it means that how is it going to apply to your personal life can be very, very different, and that's why you have to really look for what resonates with you and consider those messages. All right then, let's take a look at the next week and see what kind of lessons are we going to or maybe have the next week. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the significator of the week is the reverse tower. The tower can be very familiar. It has shown up many times in these videos already, and it is still the card of the sudden change in the tarot. We have many cards that signify change in the tarot, and the tower is, I think, the most frightening out of them, because it always signifies a sudden upheaval, a big aha moment, or a very stormy situation where some kind of illusion is going to collapse, or where some kind of beliefs are going to be destroyed. And even, this is of course often a very painful and frightening experience and process. However, the tower is still a very, very positive experience at the end of the day, because it helps us to really clear out the shit and to really release all the old ideas, values, illusions and the like that do not serve us anymore, and therefore it is all about cleaning up and creating totally new foundations for something, right? So keep in mind that it is a good thing at the end of the day. We just have to go through the experience and hold on as long as it takes. This card has come up in a reverse position, and this tells me that this change, this process is already ongoing. At least it's already hanging in the air, but it can be that we are resisting for some reason, maybe because we are afraid of it, maybe because we don't want to experience all that pain and all the difficult emotions that the tower often brings. This is something that I can totally understand. However, my advice would be here that try not to resist, because the more resistance, the more pain and the more suffering. The tower is an experience, it's an event in your life that has to happen, and it is going to happen anyway, and therefore there is no, it doesn't really make sense to resist. It's much better to go with the flow and let those towers be destroyed and fall down, because again, at the end of the day, it's going to be good for you. The tower is completed by a Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is a very positive card. It is all about community, celebration, friendships, coming together with others, being together with others. It is also about celebration, drinking, party and the like, and it can be also interpreted as a kind of alignment of values. And if I put these two cards together, I would assume that the next week is going to be first about letting the old shit go and destroying those ugly towers, and creating a new order of values, a new value system. And this is actually a really good thing. Well, let's now take a look at the risks and potentials that lie in the next week. And what we have here is the Chariot, number 7 in the Major Arcana. The Chariot is a super powerful card. It carries a very strong masculine impulse. It is all about power, focus, discipline, balance, and control. It is about this inner driving force that makes you able to move on, to move forward, to leave old familiar things behind, to get out of your comfort zone, and to control the forces, the external and internal forces and impulses that may be trying normally to drag you into different directions. And the Chariot is all about controlling those forces and being in the driver's seat, right? So this is a very, very potential card, and it tells me that the next week we are going to have the possibility of finding this inner power and stepping out of our comfort zone and expanding new horizons and exploring new territories. It is completed by a reversed Six of Cups. The Six of Cups in a normal position is a very beautiful card with really good vibes. It is all about childhood, old memories, nice past. It is also about a familiar context and a familiar territory. And given that we are talking about cups here, we talk first and foremost about emotions, right, and feelings. The card has come up reversed, and this tells me that yes, we are going to have the possibility of leaving the past behind, meaning that we may leave old childhood feelings, including also traumas, behind. So it means that we may be able to finally move on and really stepping out of this well-known comfort zone, as we have seen here, and really releasing this old stuff and exploring new territories. This is one thing. This card also tells me that at the same time, or put it in other words, we are also going to have the opportunity of kind of growing up in some way, right? So really leaving, again, things behind that don't serve us anymore, or that blocking us from getting into our all real power, right? This card also carries a warning that we may be too much stuck in the past. Maybe we are insisting too much on emotions, old pain, and the like. And therefore, I see here also a kind of a warning, and be aware of this, because if we are too much stuck in the past, and we are not ready to move on, it may block us from our transformation. And what I find very interesting is how these two cards relate to each other. Again, if I put them together, what I see is that yes, there is the risk that we are going to resist to change for some reason. Again, because maybe out of fear or due to other difficult emotions. So make sure you are aware of this. And last but not least, I see here another very, very interesting hint if I put these two cards together, and that's the following. If you change, if you make the next step in your journey, and if you get out of your comfort zone and really move on, it is not going to be a big change, not only in your life and in your personality, but it is going to change your external circumstances, right? Because we are not separate entities, but we are organically embedded into a context, family, home, workplace, and so on. So be prepared and be aware that in case you move on, and in case you dare to change something, which is a wonderful thing, be prepared that in this case, your familiar environment may be kind of upset as well. And it can be that the upheaval, what we have seen here, is going to apply to this too, right? Again, it is a good idea to keep this in mind, because if you change, the world around you also changes. So make sure you remember this. and don't get discouraged by this. Okay, last but not least, we have here 2 more cards that give us advice regarding all this, what we have seen so far. And interestingly enough, we have here the very same card as last week, the reversed sun. The sun is normally a very positive card. It's all about abundance, light, the positive side of life, success, inner child, and so on. However, given that it has come up reversed, and given the other cards so far, so the context, I would assume that in this case, it gives us advice that, it is time to move on. It is time to get ready for internal renewal, as we have seen here, right? And it is also going to be a good idea to kind of get off the horse. And by saying this, I mean, try to put your ego on hold, try to release it a bit. This is also in sync with what we have seen here, because the tower can also mean a too rigid ego construction, right? So what I see here from the sun, the advice is to try to kind of check out your ego, try to get prepared for this internal purging process, and get ready for internal renewal, and also grow up, please. And this growing up aspect is very interesting because it is also confirmed by the other card that we have already seen here, the reversed 6 of Cups. And these 2 cards tell me that yes, it can be that in some way the past is going to be released, and our childhood is coming to an end, meaning that we are going to leave behind something very familiar. And again, this may be frightening, but this is going to be very good for us. Okay. Last but not least, this reversed sun is completed by a 3 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Pentacles is super interesting here because this is very similar to this card. Look at them and observe the similarities. We are talking about 2 trees here, and trees are always about kind of a harmony, but it's also about growth and expansion. And the tree is also about thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. And it tells me again that we are going to have the opportunity this week to grow and to build something new. And actually, indeed, this is what we see also on this card. Something is being built. What you can observe here is a really nice and efficient teamwork between people at an eye level. Everyone is contributing in his or her own way. Everyone is listening to the others. They are talking to each other, and they really try to build together something new. And I love this card because it is very much in sync again with the reverse tower. If you are ready to let those towers fall down and get destroyed, then you can start build something much more constructive and more beautiful based on a new on a new grounding, to say so, right? And this is a wonderful thing. So instead of an old ugly tower, you are going to have the opportunity to build a beautiful new cathedral. Isn't it wonderful? And again, if I put these cards together, I would say yes, they carry an invitation of being ready for the new, being ready to do your own homework first, to go through your own internal purging and transformational process, and after that be ready to make your own contribution in cooperation with others, and be prepared for building something new based on new values, right? We have pentacles here, and they are all about values again. Yeah, I love this, how these cards are in sync with each other as always. And in order to show you this again, I would like to now quickly change the camera focus and wrap this up again. Okay, again, so the next week we are going to go through a massive transformation, and it can be that we are going to show some resistance because it is frightening, it is painful, and so on. It is totally understandable. However, make sure you don't miss this great opportunity. We are also going to have the possibility of leaving the past behind, and also getting out of our comfort zone and exploring new territories and finding our inner power. This is really great stuff. And the message and the advice what we have here is that, yeah, be prepared and get ready for your internal transformation process. Be ready to grow up, release your ego, and be ready to cooperate with others and together create a new value system which is more valuable and more solid than this tower here. I love this. It carries a lot of potential again. Well, I hope that you liked it. Thanks a lot for your attention. Thank you for showing up. In case you liked it, please do not forget to like the video. You are also welcome to share this video and to subscribe. We are going to see each other next week. Till then, take care of yourselves. Ciao.